Okay, we're here with David Axelrod, the director of the Institute of Politics, on his first main big event here at the University of Chicago. So David, what is it like to transition from being in the White House every day, running a campaign now, to then coming to this institute?
Well, you know, it's a great transition because one of the things that so energized me when I was involved in the campaign were the young people. Just their energy and their idealism, and of course the whole purpose of this Institute of Politics is to give young people on the campus a chance to interact with practitioners, to wrestle with some of these contemporary issues and hear it through the mouth of newsmakers, and hopefully to inspire and hook people up with opportunities to serve in some form or fashion. And that to me is a great transition from what I was doing.
And how do you envision your particular role here will play out in the coming weeks and years? And I know there's a lot to work out and how this institute will really work, but what do you want most for your role to be?
What I want most is to bring as many interesting people across the political spectrum to this campus, including fellows who will stay and interact with students on a sustained basis. I want to hook as many kids up as I can with internships around the country in legislative bodies, government bodies, in not-for-profits and political consulting shops, in newspapers and broadcast outlets, to encourage them to consider a life in the public arena.
And why is it so important to start at in college and even before that, working as a public servant and experiencing that? Why is that something that more young people should value?
I think what is important is to be exposed to it, because you all are going to be making decisions in pretty short order about how you want to pursue your careers, and you know there'll be different tugs and pulls of graduate school and law school and medical school, and you know before people commit to those things, I'd like them to consider the public arena as well, because we need good, well-motivated and talented people in the public arena, and the University of Chicago has that in surplus.
So you come from a particular ideological persuasion that many of us are familiar with. How are you going to attract those from across the aisle to come to Chicago and talk to University of Chicago students?
You know, one of the things that I believe deeply and I've prided myself on is that you can disagree vehemently on philosophy and still appreciate each other as folks who love the country, who believe that public service is an honorable pursuit. I have friends on both sides of the aisle, people with whom I've competed against time and again, who I count among my best friends, because I know they care about the country. We have different ideas about how to proceed, but it doesn't disqualify them in my view. And I hope to call upon all those associations. But beyond that, the University of Chicago itself has its own reputation and is a great magnet for people around the country. When I say to people, I want you to come to the University of Chicago, Republican or Democrat, there's great enthusiasm for that. And it isn't just out of friendship for me, it's out of appreciation for this institution and this city.
Bipartisanship is something that certainly many young people aspire to and appreciate and enjoy. And I understand one last thing, that you're working on a charity for your daughter, and yes. I want to give a shout out to that right before we leave. Can you explain that?
Yes, I have a daughter with epilepsy, chronic epilepsy. It's been a debilitating issue in her life. Epilepsy kills 50,000 people a year. So I'd won a bet during the election on television that would have required me to shave my mustache off on Morning Joe if we had lost. But instead of collecting, we recalibrated, and now if I raise $1 million by the end of November online for slashthestash.com or on slashthestash.com, then I will still shave my mustache off on Morning Joe. We're 900,000 or so down the road here, so we've got 100,000 to go this week, and the mustache will go.
I look forward to seeing you clean shaven. Thank you very much, David.
Great to be with you.